The Edmonton Oilers have signed University of North Dakota unrestricted free agent left winger Drake Caggiula, and this was a signing that a lot of people in Canada, especially us over here on the West Coast, because I'm a Vancouver boy, have been anticipating for quite a while. Drake Caggiula being the final piece in the CBS line for the UND Fighting Sioux. And that was the team that won the NCAA championship. Troy Stecher, the best defenseman on that team, signed with the Canucks. Brock Besser is Canucks property. Nick Schmaltz, the center on the CBS line, is Chicago property. And the last piece, Drake Caggiula, is a 5'10 left winger who was very highly touted this offseason by a lot of NHL teams. Of course, Vancouver being one of the best ones because they've got Brock Besser, they got his right winger, they got Troy Stecher, they got his defenseman. But unfortunately for Canucks fans, Drake Caggiula decides to go with the Edmonton Oilers after narrowing his list down to Buffalo, Chicago, Edmonton, Ottawa, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, and Vancouver. Of course, this is an interesting signing because the Edmonton Oilers do have a hell of a lot of forwards in their system. Right now, just going off of left wingers, they could possibly have for the future Taylor Hall. Then you can say they'll have either Tkachuk or Pierre-Luc Dubois, whoever they pick at that number 4 position. But if they don't pick either of them and they go with a defenseman instead, the rest of their left winger depth looks like Anton Slepyshev, who has been said to have top 6 potential. Juhar Khaira from Surrey has also been touted as a potential middle 6 forward. And you can't really go wrong with either of those guys for your future. Pierre-Luc Dubois or Tkachuk, then Taylor Hall, then Khaira, Slepyshev, and now another guy with the potential to be a top 6 guy, I'm guessing he'll probably be a middle 6 guy, in Drake Caggiula, who was the two-way guy on the CBS line. He played very well. Besser was the sniper, Schmaltz was the playmaker, and Caggiula was the guy who could do both when either of them were having a bit of trouble doing their thing. Caggiula balanced out the CBS line very well, and if you have a line with a sniper, a playmaker, and Caggiula, you can have success. Does this sound familiar? Because, well, the Oilers, they do have quite a bit of talent on their team when it comes to their forward depth. Connor McDavid is the guy, the future of the NHL right here in the Oilers organization, playing the first line role for the next 10 years, 15 years for the Oilers. He's going to be the playmaking center who can do everything. And even if a guy like Caggiula doesn't play with McDavid, look who else you got on the center court. You got Leon Draisaitl. Do you know how good that guy is? He gets overshadowed a little bit by McDavid, especially before McDavid got injured last season, but after McDavid got injured, Draisaitl did show off why he was drafted 3rd overall in the 2014 NHL entry draft. Pair with this, guys like Eberle and Yakupov. Yakupov is most likely going to be gone. I haven't even talked about Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, the other 1st overall pick. He's probably going to be gone as well, but if you really take a look at it, the Edmonton Oilers just have a very, very deep pool of forwards in their youth core, but really that's where it all stops, because we all know Edmonton's defensive story. All they have on defense is Griffin Reinhart and, let's just say, Darnell Nurse. Goaltending is kind of an issue here because Cam Talbot might not be the best choice going forward, and guys like Laurent Brossoit might not necessarily be the best choice going forward. All in all, this is an interesting signing for the Oilers because they signed another top 6 potential forward, and a lot of Canada is disappointed that Caggiula did sign with Edmonton, but I don't really blame him because he did sign to get a chance to play with the best player in hockey for the next 15 years, Connor McDavid. And really, if you take a look at that list that was speculated by Elliot Friedman, Buffalo, Chicago, Edmonton, Ottawa, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, and Vancouver, kind of makes sense for all of those teams. Buffalo has Sam Reinhart, Eichel, Ryan O'Reilly. They have a good young forward core as well. Chicago has Nick Schmaltz, who is the centerpiece of that CBS line in North Dakota. Edmonton has McDavid. Ottawa has some nice young guys in Stone and Zibanejad. Philadelphia has some guys who are coming up a little bit, but Pittsburgh is a team that wins a lot, and they have a very, very good depth core when it comes to guys like Sheary, Rust, and Kunakal. Tampa Bay, obviously, Nikita Kucherov, am I right? And then Vancouver has Troy Stecher and Brock Besser, and really, it's just an interesting story and a really big choice that Caggiula had to make. Like, he's a 21-year-old, and he has to choose between 8 cities: Buffalo, Chicago, Edmonton, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay, and Vancouver. Not even just to play hockey, he has to choose where he's potentially going to live for the rest of his life. And that is just a really big decision, and I understand now why it takes so long for players to sign deals with teams that have other teams going for them. So, anyways, Caggiula is going to Edmonton. Where will he be? Bakersfield or Edmonton? I don't know, but I think that he'll have the potential to be a middle 6 guy, maybe even a top 6 guy. Caggiula is a good two-way player who knows how to score, he knows how to play make, he knows how to get back defensively. He's a small guy, but he's a smart guy, and the Oilers should be proud of this signing, but then again, it's an interesting one because they have a lot of good forwards in there. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're posting to $1 for trolls, like, not subscribe, last night gaming, and bye.